Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! I'm YouTube famous. Not really. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad AF. Rock on, Gold Dust Woman. Let's talk about Jake Paul. Okay. So let me give you guys a little bit of a background story to what is going on. Over the past weekend, there were protests all over the United States. But there were protests in Arizona, and Jake Paul and his crew over there, the Team 10 people, they went down to Arizona, okay? Not to protest, not to be part of all of what was going on, but which he said, he alleged that he was going down there for that, supposedly, allegedly, but to go and as a filmmaker, he described this in a video that he put out, as a filmmaker to get footage of what was going on, because he feels that as a filmmaker, it is important to document. Even though you can put on any social media right now, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the news, whatever, okay? I think we've got enough footage. We don't need Jake Paul going and getting footage of what's going on in Arizona. But he felt the need to go out there. Now, he put out this video, and the video is called... so anyway, what happened in the video, there was footage of him supposedly where somebody handed him a bottle of vodka from when he had gone in, or he was standing outside of P.F. Chang's and somebody had broken in and they handed him a bottle of vodka. He comes out in this video and he says that he put the bottle of vodka down. He didn't know it was looted even though he was standing right there. There's actual footage that he has in his video of him just like watching this girl kick the door in at P.F. Chang's, and then it's just him like walking through the mall. I saw the footage from this weekend that somebody had put out as well, and people are walking and they're saying like that's Jake Paul and he was walking through this mall. He goes in this video, and the video that he put up was called "The Looting Situation Explained, Deleting Soon," which I'm not really sure why he finds the need to delete it soon. It's always interesting to me when YouTubers put up these great explanations or apology videos, but they say deleting soon, or that they're going to take it down soon. I recorded the whole thing, so it's whatever. I can go back and reference it anytime I want. But the thing is that if you really stand behind what you're saying, and you don't care that brands are going to see what you've said or your actions or whatever, what is the need to delete it? Why would you ever take it down? Why would you not leave it up as part of your canon of videos? Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me, first of all. So I went in and I watched this video. The video is 7 minutes and 48 seconds long, and he comes right out of the gate and he says, and this was like, when I heard this, I was like, what? Wow. And he goes in because he's received a lot of backlash. People are accusing him that he was looting over the weekend and things like that, right? So he comes out of the gate and he says, all of this is just based on what I heard, so it's not exact, I don't have it written down, but something to the effect of, as you may have noticed over the weekend, okay, with everything in the world going on, with everything happening in the United States, you might have noticed that Jake Paul was #1 trending in the United States this weekend, okay? He doesn't just say that once. He says that twice in this video. So just to put that in, in a less than 8-minute video, he says it twice that he was trending in the United States, #1 trending. So just to put in, reference what is important to him. He then goes in and he's explaining, like what had happened, and he says something to the effect of, I put this up on my Twitter last night, I think the exact quote is, "What happened to George Floyd wasn't okay." Let's think about that for a second, okay? What? Like, I was just so absolutely baffled when I heard him say that. I was like, so you literally are one of the biggest YouTubers in the entire world. You have one of the biggest platforms, and I'm not somebody to tell somebody else what to use their platform for, but you literally could make any video right now, okay? Any video in the world using your platform to help or to educate and whatever, and he comes out, no, it was murder. They took his life. It was murder. And we're going to minimize that by saying it was okay. And what it spoke to me in watching this video from the beginning was that he was very nervous in offending some of his audience. It came across, that's just my opinion. That's just how I felt in watching the video. I felt that he knows his audience is younger, and that he doesn't want to offend anybody on his channel, which is interesting, okay? Now I want to go in and I want to talk about Logan Paul for a second. Logan Paul came out in a podcast, I believe it was, and did this. It's going all over Twitter. Now, I'm not going to include any of these video clips or anything that they said. You guys can all go hunt it down and look for it. It's all over Twitter and on social media right now. But Logan Paul came out in a podcast and basically said that things need to change in this country, okay? He acknowledged that. He acknowledged his white privilege. He acknowledged, you know, that we need to stand up to friends and family that are not willing to start changing, and that being not racist is not enough, that we have to be anti-racist. He goes in and he describes all this in his video, right? Or in the podcast. He did a great job. Congratulations. Thank you, Logan, okay, for standing up and saying this. But then people were saying, are you going to, like, stand up to Jake? And are you going to tell Jake that, like, he's your family, right? Now, I did notice that somebody in my Twitter thread, because I put up on my Twitter, let me go to it really quick. I put up on my Twitter, hold on a second, let me get to it. I said, Jake Paul's video was a joke. He said what happened to George Floyd wasn't okay. Right. It was murder. Then 2 times how he was #1 trending and how he wasn't looting. But he needed to be there because he's a filmmaker. That's his excuse. I think you're seriously missing the point, Jake. This ain't about you. And then underneath here, you know, somebody said, my friend Sharita said, period, I hope his brother checks him. And somebody responded and said he did in his last podcast. He said he loves him because it's his family, but he doesn't always like him, and he has no effing clue why Jake was there, okay? And then it goes on, and this goes back and forth, and they're commenting back and forth about this, you know, and I think, like, it's an interesting time that we're living in, you know. I was seeing all over Facebook, and I know that this probably won't be the most popular opinion, but I was seeing all over Facebook that people were saying, you know, just because we have differing opinions, I'll still love you and we can still be friends. And I thought to myself this morning, and I actually put something out about it, not that it matters, it's just Facebook, who cares, right? But I put something out about the fact that, like, you know, isn't that what got us to where we're at right now? By so many of us sitting there and when we've heard jokes that aren't appropriate, or we've seen injustices happen, that we haven't said anything, that we haven't spoken up out of fear of, you know, losing friends, losing family, losing subscribers, losing likes, losing this, whatever. You know, we're already seeing a lot of brands that were in support of all of this starting to take their things down because they don't want it to affect. We're already seeing this with influencers, you know? You do you. You do what is going to make you feel right in your heart. But I can no longer stand by and see friends of mine that are going to say things, or family of mine. I feel blessed because that is not my family, you know, and I've talked about that in a previous video that I did. But, you know, I can no longer sit by and just be okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't. And so when I saw all this go on, I'm like, all right, why don't you, like, in a podcast, that's great, but are you going to publicly, you know, hold him accountable? So he comes out in this video and he does this whole thing, and the video is literally, you guys, it is 8 minutes of him not taking any accountability, not taking, you know, any ownership over what he did. Number one, the fact that there really was no business of him to be out there. You know, it's not like major news sources are looking to Jake Paul for footage or whatever, you know. There was really no business for him to be out there if he wasn't protesting. None whatsoever, okay? Except for that he was getting footage. For what? To put into a vlog? I'm confused, okay? So, which he included a lot of the footage in this to show, the footage was to show that he wasn't looting. Now, let's go flash forward. This was interesting that came out, and he put this actually on his own Twitter today. Let me get into it. Hold on a second. He put out this article. It says, this is from ABC 15 Arizona. Breaking. YouTuber Jake Paul has been charged with criminal trespassing and unlawful assembly after video shows him alongside looters in Scottsdale. Story. So let me go in here and I will read you guys the story. Online influencer Jake Paul charged, okay, Scottsdale, Arizona. Social media influencer and YouTuber Jake Paul has been charged by police in Scottsdale after allegedly participating in weekend looting and riots. Police said Thursday that 23-year-old Jake Joseph Paul was identified as being present among hundreds of tips and videos sent to officials. He reportedly unlawfully entered and remained out inside Scottsdale Fashion Square Mall when it was closed. Officials say Paul, who had a large following on YouTube, was present after the protest was declared an unlawful assembly, and the rioters were ordered to leave the area by police. Paul has been charged with criminal trespassing and unlawful assembly, both misdemeanor charges. Police say he was issued a summons to appear in court in a month, but was not arrested. When asked if any other members of Paul's team who were with him at the time were also facing charges, a spokesperson for Scottsdale Police responded, "Not at this time." Paul acknowledged his charges in media attention Thursday, responding to an ABC 15 tweet saying, "Give me my charges and let's put the focus back on George Floyd and Black Lives Matter." After the weekend looting incident, Paul also tweeted, "To be absolutely clear, neither I nor anyone in our group was engaged in any looting or vandalism." He says they were there to film and share our experience and bring more attention to the anger felt in every neighborhood we traveled through. Paul has more than 20 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. According to his profile, the Squad Team 10 and I are always making comedy videos, acting, doing action, sports, and going on crazy adventures. On Saturday, May 20th or 30th, crowds gathered around the mall area, breaking into stores in the mall, tagging walls, and stealing merchandise. Scottsdale Police, and then it goes on. Where does it end? Scottsdale Police have arrested numerous people and recovered thousands of dollars in stolen property after the weekend incident. In the video, he says in there, there's something that he says to the effect of, I don't vandalize and loot, I don't have to, which to me is like, I don't really know what I make of that statement. It's just kind of like when I heard him say it, I was like, I think it's kind of like, there's such an elitist attitude that he has in this video when you watch it, and it's really like cut from all these different angles. Like he really thought, I mean, it's not him reaching over and hitting record and saying, "Hey you guys, let me talk to you for a second, okay?" It's really this edited video of him like from different angles. It's very interesting when you watch it. He really cares more about, this is not about you, Jake. This has nothing to do with you, what's going on in our country right now. Like, you know, like, come on, Jake. Like, use your platform, please. You know, like I said, it's not my place to tell somebody what to do, but can you imagine, I mean, I've said it a million times when it comes to other people showing their behaviors and affecting their young audiences when it comes to drugs and alcohol. I'll say it here. Use your platform, Jake. To educate to others, to ask others, take some accountability. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, this is the time to change. And you're somebody that has the finger of the pulse of the younger generation. You have the ability to help what is going on right now. It's just, it's baffling to me, you know? And Logan Paul was out today and he was protesting, and you know, and he talked about it on his Twitter, and he's been very, very active. And so it's interesting to me when you see Logan Paul, you know, and then Jake Paul over here, and it's like these complete opposites. It didn't really take much for me to watch a less than 8-minute video to really realize where Jake Paul's interest is and what he really cares about in this world. And it's not everything that's going on in the United States right now, okay? It's not that I don't know. It's just like, let's not make a video explaining that you weren't looting. Let's make a I don't know. It's baffling to me. So anyway, one other thing that I wanted to talk about in this video was that Jackie Aina has come out and she has spoken towards brands that are, well, here, let me explain it to you. And I'm not going to put the video up. I put the whole video up over my Instagram. You can go check out my Instagram. You can go check out Jackie Aina's Instagram. It's over there. And she put this whole video up basically saying that, talking about this organization. And hold on, I want to make sure that I have the organization's name. It's called Pull Up for Change. And let me read you their statement that they put on their Instagram. Dear allies, your favorite brands are making bold PR statements about their support for the Black community. Please ask them how many Black employees they have in their organization, HQ, and satellite offices only, and how many Black people they have in leadership roles. For the next 72 hours, do not purchase from any brand and demand they release these figures. Ask them to pull up or shut up. And then they have this hashtag on there. And their Instagram is Pull Up for Change. So you can go over there and can check that out. And I will link that underneath here as well. And I will also link Jackie Aina's Instagram if you don't know it. It's interesting, and she comes out and says this. I mean, it is like very, very short, to the point, but it's interesting, and I hadn't really thought about that, you know, about all of these brands that are saying it. But like, you know, is this really what you're about, is basically what she's saying. Like, let's see it, you know? Okay, you've talked the talk, now do you walk the walk? So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next 72 hours. And, you know, I know that there's a lot of brands that people are going to immediately think about, but I think there's a lot of brands out there that people probably wouldn't think about. You know, in the last couple days, I have witnessed some just great statements put out by companies, you know, but like, I guess that is the case, you know, like, you know, you talk the talk, do you walk the walk, and things like that. And I think that one of the most valuable lessons I have learned in the last couple days, you know, and if you haven't seen it, I did a video a couple days ago where I talked about how I was raised and what, you know, all of that kind of stuff, and talking about white privilege. And I've talked a lot about it on my vlog as well. And one of the things that I think the most important thing that I have learned is that this is not a hashtag. This is not about trending statements. This is not about, you know, like what's going to happen in the next 2 to 4 days, or what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. All of that is important, yes, I guess. Well, I don't know about the trending statements and all of that. But this is really about what happens 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now. Do we continue to have the conversation? Do we continue to hold people accountable? Do we continue to speak of this? And I think that that's probably the biggest takeaway from all of this, is that the conversation needs to continue. So anyway, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.